Good morning, Pokefans. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to continue our seasonal rank climb using a team that we built from scratch. Now, I don't really have a whole lot. I kind of announced what was going on previously in the last video. If you guys want to watch that, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and get started with this one. No major changes to the team. We actually haven't done hardly anything. And I do have some time this weekend to put some of the ideas that I have for the channel, at least for the content for Pokemon moving forward, and I will try something out this weekend. So you guys will have a video today, which is Thursday. And again, happy Thursday. And then you guys will have a video for Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday is going to be off. We're going to be updating that just so that we can make sure that we have that time, because I'm going to be recording some content, and I'm also going to try to make some really cool, decent edits and try something different, and then give that a shot with the footage that I record on Saturday and or Sunday. So that's it. That's all that I really have. We'll get into our matches and let's see how we do. As a reminder, we are doing 6 matches, and I will show you my wins and my losses and my progress through the ranked ladder. And regardless if I win or lose, it is to teach myself as well as inspire others to get into the hobby. Now, if you're brand new, it is a little bit of a learning curve. It's very easy to understand, but understanding what you're trying to do is where the hard part is. It's like riding a bike. Once you start, it's not going to be easy, but after a while of just getting to know the mechanics, what Pokemon do, typings and all of that, you'll have no problem riding a mountain bike. So I know it's really, really bad. Anyways, let's get into it, and I'm going to need all the luck that you guys can give. So wish me luck, and let's see how we do, shall we? Ooh, okay. This is going to be very, very interesting. So for our first match of the evening, we've got Primarina, Skeledirge, Incineroar, Empoleon, Meowscarlet, and Rillaboom. So pretty much 2 waters, 2 fires, 2 grass types. I don't really know how I'm feeling about that, to be honest. Like, I feel like I have good counters for some stuff, and then I don't for others. So it's really, really interesting. Let's go with the Whimsicott Ogerpon first. We could just go Ogerpon and Fluttermane too, because no one on that side is really, really fast outside of Meowscarlet. But I don't know what the Terra type is. Urshifu for sure. We could go... No, I have to go Zama. Zama for sure. All right, so 2 Pokemon are going to be resistant. Actually, 4 Pokemon's going to be resistant. 2 Pokemon's going to be weak. But we do have different things and counters for like Primarina, but I don't know. Empoleon's going to really, really hurt against our Urshifu. So Incin and Empoleon. Okay, so we have Ogerpon and Whimsicott. Intimidate comes in, which is really, really bad for Ogerpon. So we're automatically going to be seeing a -1, but we go ahead and do the double protect here. We should not fret too much. So we're going to double protect. That way we don't get affected by fake out and whatever they could do on that side of the field. There's the fake out, goes into Ogerpon, so it's going to take a little bit of damage. An Ice Beam from Empoleon goes into Whimsy. Okay. Right now I don't really have to worry about being outsped. Let's take down Empoleon. I'm gonna Terra the Ogerpon, that way it becomes our +1, but it's actually gonna become neutral because we're -1, which isn't gonna be bad. And with the helping hand into Empoleon, we will be able to do a ton of damage. I'm hoping to knock it out because it immediately puts a lot of pressure into Whimsicott, so as long as they don't protect, we'll be fine. No protect, Stomping Tantrum into Empoleon. That's not enough to get the KO. Ice Beam into Ogerpon's not very effective. Flare Blitz goes into Whimsy. That is super effective. That's okay though. So now we can bring in Urshifu. And I can Surging Strikes into Incineroar, which is going to take a lot of damage. And I'll go ahead and Stomping Tantrum the Empoleon. I think that one of them is going to swap soon. I'm not sure which one. Empoleon goes first. Okay, this is probably Meowscarlet. If not, it's Skeledirge. Actually, that's really, really bad for them. Stomping Tantrum. It's Skeledirge. Wow, that's a tanky Gator. Holy cow. Citrus Spray procs on the Incineroar. But it's not going to be enough. Without the -1, which it's weird, right? When you go into calcs and you can see that critical hits are not affected by that, but having minuses does affect like the overall damage. So it's weird because some will show like an immediate decrease and then some will not. I know Burn automatically changes that, so I know that one 100%. But the other ones, not so much. Okay, so Rillaboom comes in next, so I know all 4. Empoleon, Skeledirge, and Rillaboom's next. The only ones left. So what I'm going to do is going to have to Protect on both to allow Fake Out to kind of play its turn. They're finally going to tear it. This is probably going to go to Skeledirge, if I had to guess. It does. Fairy? It is. Gotcha. Now, they still have a little bit of priority with the Grassy Surge being on the field with Rillaboom, but I think I'm okay for the most part. I might not be. Grassy Glide goes into Urshifu, does not do enough damage. Terra Blast also goes into Urshifu, does also not enough damage. Hit. Ogerpon's going to heal. So is Skeledirge, which is going to get a leftovers boost into HP as well. Okay, so I know that it has Grassy Glide. What I'm going to do is swap Urshifu out for Zama, because Zama can take a couple hits. And I'm just going to hit this Rillaboom as hard as I can. Now, if they doubled into Zama, I should be okay in terms of damage and like taking those hits. But I know that if they swap out to Incineroar... No, Incineroar's gone. Never mind. He's out of here. They're not going to be swapping into him anytime soon. Fake Out can't be used, so no more minuses. Just going to swap out to that so I don't take any damage from Terra Blast from Skeledirge, and hopefully take less damage from the Grassy Glide, which is 100% the case. Which that would answer why Hornleech wasn't super effective against Empoleon. Boop. Rillaboom goes down, 1-hit KO, and I'm going to get an extra bountiful healing. Yawn on the Ogerpon. That's interesting. The thing is, though, if I was on their end, obviously I would have to fight like an uphill battle. So I can only assume that this trainer was trying to figure out which one is best and try to figure out which fire type, grass type, and water type I'd like to have on my team. Empoleon's a really, really good option when you don't have Primarina, since it's water steel. But Primarina is also really, really good with Liquid Voice as well as water and fairy types being the thing. So what I want to do, I'm going to Behemoth Bash into Skeledirge, swap from Ogerpon into Urshifu to get rid of my -1, so no longer neutral, and I'm going to get rid of Yawn. Bash, hit Skeledirge. It's not enough to get the KO, but it's really, really close. Short Song, that is going to hurt Zama quite a bit, but he's a tanky boy. Hydro Pump. Not very effective. And everyone gets to heal. Okay. Skeledirge gets a lot of healing. I didn't realize how tanky it was. At least I haven't like remembered how tanky it was. We're gonna go ahead and body press into you, and I'm gonna Surgeon Strikes into Skeledirge. This should get the KO. The battle should be over now. Because Urshifu is going to attack first, which is going to take down Skeledirge. It cannot protect, can't do anything to stop me. And oh, right, I'm adamant. That's 100% right. But I think those two are 149. I think so. I think they're tied, so it's like a 50-50 all the time. I'll have to look over their stats. I think that's the case though. But Skeledirge does go down. That one torch song on Zama was really interesting. I think if they would have done things a little bit differently, like instead of using Yawn or Terra Blast, maybe start using torch song a little bit sooner. I know that I brought in Pokemon specifically to last and hopefully like use Wide Guard and stuff like that. But I was not expecting them to come in with Empoleon, which is Water Steel, Rillaboom, which is Grass, Incineroar, which is Fire Dark, and Skeledirge, which is Fire Ghost. Not a bad option. I think that they had other options to them, but like I said before, they had a little bit of an uphill battle to do. Okay, we have Ice Rider Calyrex, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Amoonguss, Incineroar, Farigiraf, and Ditto. Okay, so this is going to be really interesting because I am left with very few options of what I would like to do. Obviously, it's going to be Trick Room oriented, so we're not going to go in with our usual Whimsicott special. Instead, what we'll do is maybe I mean, we could start with Zama and put immediate pressure on a lot of the Pokemon. Now, I can't do anything to Amoonguss though. That's the thing, and Zama can't protect. Taunt on Fluttermane would be perfect for Incineroar. Let's do Urshifu and Ogerpon. Zama and Qianhao. That's what we'll do. Now, there's a good chance that we're still going to lose here. They are heavily based into Trick Room, and I will not lie. I am probably really rusty right now because I have not played in more than a few days. So this is going to be really interesting of what the game is going to look like. Can't read those, so it's Farigiraf and Incineroar. Okay. Breaks the mold. Intimidate goes off. So which one are you going to do? Because I'm going to go ahead and taunt you. Terra, Stomping Tantrum into the Incineroar to want to automatically put the pressure as I can. I probably will do Fake Out on Ogerpon, thinking that, you know, Urshifu can't do anything, or they'll Fake Out the Urshifu and set up Trick Room. If they set up Trick Room, I'm still faster with Urshifu, but at least stops. Okay. I'm gonna stop Farigiraf. Stomping Tantrum. Bop. Well, not stop, but Trick Room. Okay, so they got it set up for the big bad in the back. Let's see. Surging Strikes. Close combat. No. I need a taunt. I don't know which target is going to come up first. So I'm going to do this instead, just to apply pressure. Psychic. Okay. It is enough to get the KO. That's interesting. Urshifu usually lives that. But I did take a hit, so I guess that would be fine. Here's the parting shot. Takes down Ogerpon, another stage, which is not great. And this is when Calyrex comes on the field. When you want to use Ice Rider, you really have to play with alternative moves and movesets. Oh, you brought out... Okay. Brought out Kristen. Interesting. No bear, huh? No, this is the bear. No pony. No pony, huh? No pony. Let's go ahead and get you. I'm gonna swap to Chien Pao so that I can get Ogerpon back to full strength. I want the +1. +1's actually gonna be really good, not the -2. Now we probably will be sacrificing Chien Pao, which is unfortunate. I'll play. Not very effective. There's power. Super effective, but he can take more than one. Press. Down goes the bear. Are you gonna bring out Calyrex now? That's probably Incineroar. Nope, it's the Cali. 2 abilities. I'm not Terra'd yet. 2 more turns of Trick Room. Let's hit Cali. Withdrew Fergora. Okay. Here comes Incin. Intimidate. Terra. This is going to go to Calyrex. Which one are you? Grass, fire, water? Ground. Interesting. Are you to buff up high horsepower? White card. If I take no damage, or something to do a single target. High horsepower. Zama. I'm okay with. Chilling Egg, it's an attack boost. Take the sword. Okay. Unfortunately, Trick Room is going to end this turn. I get my ability back. I get to become +1. Spiky Shield and Protect. I'm not going to try to go for the priority move since I know Fergorap's alive and well in the back. So that doesn't make any sense for me to do that. There's the withdrawal. Out comes Fergora. Spiky Shield. And Protect. There's the high horsepower. Okay, that's going to do just a bunch of damage. Okay, just the dimensions return to normal. Okay, so here is a very pivotal move. Extremely pitiable. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the Fergoraph. I'm going there. And then I'm going there. Good call. Whew. Incin comes out. It's gonna -1 Ogerpon, which is not great. It's really not good for Chi and Pao either. There's the protect. Nice spinner, goes into Ensign. I'm just gonna double up into Ice Rider. Okay. That's not a bad idea for them. It's like you have two different choices, but going into Ogerpon so that you can guarantee the hits is actually really good for them, because now they can set a Trick Room. Now I have to try to survive another 5 turns, which is not easy in the slightest. They are barely weaker. They are. The question is, are they gonna bring out? If they bring out Paragraph, I'm actually done for. You know what? I'll just try it anyway. Oh, high horsepower. Okay. Goes into Ogerpon. Super effective. I thought that they would go for like Glacial Lance. They might not even have it, to be honest. They might not have just like, you know what? I know that you can kind of get around it, so I don't really want to focus on that. I don't know. Fire Blitz, Chan Pao. It is super effective, but not a bad way to work around that. I think maybe not protecting during that turn, but I don't think that there was like a really good thing that I could have done there. They lowered down Qian Pao to -2, so it was not in the best interest of Qian Pao, but there's not a whole lot I could have done to save it either. With Paragraph in the back with Armored Tail, made it really hard to kind of plan ahead for Sucker Punch, and I was for sure thinking that they would swap, but maybe I could have taken the risky move and maybe did Sucker Punch right into Calyrex and then tried to go off that way, and I would have been at least, it would have been Incineroar and Paragraph versus my Ogerpon in Trick Room, which is, I don't know if it's not that good, but both of them were weaker. I don't know. I didn't take the risk, so obviously I didn't get the reward, so that's fine. Okay, we've got Mewtwo, Entity Female, Entei, Whimsicott, Chi-Yu, and Fluttermane. Mewtwo? Bro, someone brought out the first Mewtwo! At least I think in this season it's the very first Mewtwo. I love it. Let's go. Let's see what happens. They do have quite a bit of Pokemon that would definitely do quite a bit of damage to me, but I also need to worry about being outsped. So let's do Whimsicott and Urshifu to kind of start us off first. I don't want to do Fluttermane, but I don't think that's going to be the best one. So we'll do Ogerpon. And is Zamazenta going to be the best Pokemon to use? Well, we can't use priority. Zama could do a lot against Chi-Yu, could do a lot against Fluttermane. Will not do hardly anything to Entei. Yeah, because the only other Pokemon I can think about using is Fluttermane. So maybe outspeed the Mewtwo, but I don't know how they open up. We may not have to worry about that completely. Obviously, we will want to open up with our own Trick Room user. So we are not Trick Room, but Tailwind. So that's what we're going to be planning on doing. Whimsicott, Chi-Yu, let's go. Okay, and I do Whimsicott and Urshifu. So I'm going to go ahead and Tailwind because I need to go fast. And then, is this something I want to Terra now, or do I want to Terra later? Ogerpon Terra now. If I Terra now, the only Pokemon I have to worry about is Entei, because I'm Grass type. You know what? I don't think I need a Terra. Let's do that. Let's hit Chi-Yu. Terra, this is probably gonna go to Chi-Yu. It is. Ghost? Electric? What are you cooking? What are you cooking? Does that resist water? Tailwind. I won the... Either I'm faster or I won the 50-50. Terra Blast. You're faster than Urshifu. That's hilarious. I'm glad I didn't Terra then. That's probably Spect. All right. Not Spect. I mean, it could be Spect, but it's most likely Spect. We'll give it a shot. Out come Ogerpon. Let's go ahead and do this to you. Terra Stomping Tantrum on the Chi-Yu. Now we're going to be losing our grass weakness, or our grass typing, so we would technically resist electric damage if I stayed fire grass. But I'm taking this so I get the +1 so that I don't have to worry about that in the future. Because I believe that Chi-Yu is scarfed. Now, I think he's generally faster than Urshifu. I think so, but this will solidify it. Encore! So it is a 50-50. 50-50 scarf. Okay. Whimsicott Tailwinds! Okay, Stomping Tantrum. And down goes Chi-Yu. Down he goes. Wherever he goes. There she blows. Out comes Fluttermane. You get the speed boost. You don't get the speed boost. Okay. Let's bring out Zama. And I think I'm gonna hit the Fluttermane. I'm gonna bring out Zama, hit the Fluttermane. It's probably got the Sash, which means it's gonna hit me with Icy Wind. Because I didn't see the thing, but this could also be Spect Fluttermane. So we'll see. Shadow Ball. Okay. Using Urshifu turn 1 was really rough. Moon Blast. Okay. Bring out Whimsy. And let's go ahead and Beam and Bash you. And I'm gonna Moon Blast you. Tailwind turn should be coming up close to the end. Should be. What is your next move? You have 3 Pokemon still. One of them's, I mean, both of them are relatively healthy. Like, I haven't been able to do anything. Shadow Ball. It's not super effective. Okay. I mean, I did a lot. And I dropped the special attack. Let's go. Demon Bash. KO's the Fluttermane. Okay, Tailwinds are down for both teams. Out comes Mewtwo. Now this is a cool Pokemon. Fire Press isn't going to do anything. So we can Crunch. And I'm going to Tailwind. I need to be able to outspeed. They're gonna do the same. Next turn, they're gonna set up Encore. Earth power. Nope. Okay. Yeah, they got that one. Because Mewtwo is generally faster than Zama. Turn 1, losing Urshifu was the worst turn. Me Orbi being down one Pokemon, even though like my playstyle is being that hyper offensiveness, I essentially had to deal with one Pokemon that was fast with Scarf that was locked into Terra Electric, which was not bad whatsoever. I was hoping to be able to... I don't think I was going to live that one, obviously, because of its Ruin ability. Drop special defenses. So it's like, obviously, it's going to be able to take down Urshifu. But I wasn't expecting that outcome right away. I was expecting something completely different. So obviously Urshifu wasn't able to attack, wasn't able to do anything. So the only outcome that I could have maybe had there was to literally protect and hope for the best. But it had Scarf. There's no way that I can outspeed it, especially when we're having to deal with Tailwind speeds. And then right after that, I had to deal with a really fast Flutter Mane that was just quick, just because of the fact that it has 155. So anything that was less than 155, I wasn't outspeeding whatsoever, which means it's probably 187, but I don't know what it was. It still did a ton of damage. It wasn't a healing item, wasn't booster energy. It could have been Sash, but it wasn't. So it's maybe another choice item. I mean, it did do Shadow Ball twice, so I'm assuming that it was spec'd. And then I had to deal with Mewtwo after that, which I don't know what it had, but didn't matter. Good game though. Okay. Oh, we've got Miraidon, Flutter Mane, Mimikyu, Chi-Yu, Greninja, and Stun Tank? It's a skunk. Why is he on the team? Is it Skuntank or I don't know. I don't know. It's the skunk. It's the random skunk Pokemon. Okay, so we do have a couple of options here, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what Mimikyu is possibly going to do. He's really, really interesting. I'm going to bring out Whimsicott, Chi-Pao, because I'm kind of set up for Miraidon teams anyway. We're also going to set up with Urshifu, kind of deal with the rest of the lot there. And they want to bring in Ogerpon, but I can't. So Zama is going to be it. I have literally nothing against Greninja. And Greninja priority like hits me in the face with Water Shuriken. A Pride move that can hit 2 to 5 times is nuts. Absolutely nuts. And can't miss. It cannot miss. It's so funny. Mimikyu and Chi-Yu. This is Whimsicott and Chi-Pao. Okay. So, what is your plan? What is your plan? Let's Moonblast and Sacred Sword Chi-Yu. You're scarfed! Are you gonna sit there and set up Trick Room too? Yes, of course you are. What? What? Why would you ever do that? That's so weird. Especially when Chi-Yu is scarfed. That's insane. Surging Strikes, we're going to go into Mimikyu. And I'm going to Body Press into Chi-Yu. That's weird. Like, I outspeed Chi-Yu with either one of my guys. And Mimikyu, I know it's going to have, like, 0 speed or less speed. And it's going to be able to hit once. It'll probably even swap out. Nope. It's faster. So were they just kind of prepping for like the next turn? Like I don't get this. Like there's the one. There's the 2. And there's the 3. Yeah, I don't, what? It's not a bad idea, but you don't want to click Trick Room. Turn 1 with a Scarf user right next to you? That's a no. You don't want to do that. Because now I underspeed Miraidon and whoever you bring out. Oh, here, Skuntank. Okay, shiny, let's go. And look, Miraidon. Go. Okay. So what happens if I do this? I think Skuntank moves slowest on the field. We're gonna find out. Here comes the Terret. This is gonna go to Miraidon. I could also go to Skuntank. Nope, to Miraidon. Okay. Fairy. Gotcha. That means it's gonna resist Body Press? Sure. And are you serious? Okay. Control Drift. And the Zama. Is not the KO. Gets really close though. Excellently close. Start. Sucker Punch. Oh, does not do enough damage. I was not expecting the Sucker Punch. I was not expecting that whatsoever. That's so funny. And I just barely living that? That's insane. That is 100% insane. I was not, I wasn't expecting the Sucker Punch. 13, it did 10. I don't know how much that Skuntank was trained for, but you I barely won that, to be honest with you. In all realistic possibilities, I should not have won that. I should not have. Because Skuntank would have been able to do decent damage against Urshifu. Surgeon Strikes would have went into Miraidon. I don't think I had enough to be able to get the KO. I might have, but I don't think I would have gotten enough. My Pokemon were incredibly slow. So yeah, that's really interesting. Never thought I would see that Pokemon come out. I want to know what people would build him for. I know I taunted him, so I couldn't really do anything else, but that was super interesting. Oh no. Oh no! Alright, we have Miraidon, Whimsicott, Urshifu, Thundurus, Frostmoth, and Iron Hands. Not the assortment of Pokemon I kind of want to deal with. We're going to bring in Whimsicott and Chimpao again, and we're probably going to use our defensive Terra on Whimsicott almost immediately, depending on if they bring out Thundurus. Chimpao is going to be able to do it, no problem, but I'm going to need to be able to stop whatever Thundurus is going to do against Whimsicott. And they do also have a Whimsicott on their side, so I shouldn't have that much of a problem, but it is going to be a problem for me. We're going to bring in Ogerpon and Zama to kind of round us out. I think Fluttermane is also a good option here against the Iron Hands, but Ogerpon will get a +2, and I'm hoping to get the field off so that I can deal with Miraidon and then Whimsicott and then Thundurus. But they're not going to bring in Thundurus and Whimsicott. They will have to bring in one or the other. So depending on how they set up turn 1, Chimpao should be able to deal with one or both of them, depending. Right? I can always protect turn 1 to kind of figure out what they're going to do. That way I'm not stuck in what I'm trying to achieve. Because Chimpao, being like a dark type, is resistant to that. Alright, so it is Whimsicott Miraidon versus Whimsicott and Chimpao. Okay, so I think we'll be fine if I go Tailwind and Protect, because I have to set it for the following turn. Because they're going to Tailwind. We're going to have Tailwind speeds. They're obviously going to... They don't Terra. Why didn't they Terra? They won the 50-50. Why didn't you Terra? I would have knocked you out just here. That would have been the KO move. That would have been it. That would have done it. Right, let's go with Helping Hand. And I'm going to Ice Spinner into Miraidon, because now you can't stop me. I'm going to get rid of your field, and I'm going to take away your dragon. And most of my calcs, the only way to survive this is to literally resist ice. Here comes the Terra. They won the 50-50. Goes to Miraidon. There's the Electric. They probably forgot to do that last turn, to be honest. Either that or this is Scarfed. If this Scarfed, ooh. I don't think there's anything I could have done to avoid that. Light Screen. It's not. I'm faster. Or at least I won the 50-50. And down goes Miraidon. Down it goes. Get rid of the fields. Out comes Iron Hands. Okay. Let's do Helping Hands again. Terra. Ice Spinner into... Okay. Yeah, like, I want to assume turn 1 they forgot to Terra Miraidon. That's what I want to say. And that's what I truly want to believe. Because there's no reason why you would not Terastallize your Miraidon turn 1 unless you're expecting that Pokemon just to drop. Now them Terastallizing... No, I was going to say... Let me go ahead and finish my full thought, even though I know it's wrong. Them Terastallizing turn 1, the turn after, and them getting it first suggests that they won to 50-50. But I didn't Terastallize, and I didn't remember that until just now. So, like I said in the middle of the match, like, okay, if you didn't Terastallize turn 1, if I just went for the attack and just went into it, I would have knocked you out turn 1 and you didn't really gain any power. I protected, thinking that you're going to Terra first, and I needed to see what the Terra was. That's how I'm able to dictate what I can and cannot do. If they do Terra Fire against Chi-Pao, they're going to live 95% of the time. I can't KO because I'm resisted at that point. Then I have to go to plan B, which is to bring in Ogerpon to kind of deal that type of damage. And then I have to deal with Whimsicott, who can not only do Encore, but Light Screen and stuff like that. We saw the Tailwind, we saw the Light Screen, but we weren't able to see anything else. But since they didn't do that, and Terra turn 2, where I can then go ahead and do Helping Hand to give myself a really big boost, and have Life Orb on top of that, I KO 94% of the time. Like, I think the OHKO chance is like high 90s. And it's really, really hard to live, to be honest. With an Ice Spinner that takes away not only your field, but with the Helping Hand and the Life Orb bonus, fully invested into attack while being jolly. So, yeah, my Chi-Pao does not play when it comes to Miraidon. And I built him just to be able to counter that Pokemon because I got really, really tired of dealing with it. I got really, really tired of dealing with it. Okay, we've got Empoleon, Indity Female, Ice Rider Calyrex, Armarouge, Blood Moon Ursaluna, and Farigiraf. That's gonna hit hard. Like, what do I do? What do I do? Let's do Urshifu and Ogerpon first and foremost. That's going to put me in a really big, huge disadvantage against Empoleon, but I should be able to get the KO pretty easily. I'll bring in Zama. I want to bring in Qianpao, but I don't think it's really going to do anything. So I'll bring in Fluttermane instead. I brought in Qianpao last time, but I couldn't really do anything in front of Farigiraf, which stops priority. Now, Farigiraf being on this team is huge because it can stop quite a bit, and I don't know how to do that otherwise without bringing out my own Farigiraf. But I think the one that I have isn't correctly built yet. I think I'm struggling still. All right, so Calyrex and Indeedee female versus Urshifu and Ogerpon. Now we've seen this open. We know exactly what we're going to be doing. Psychic Seed activates on the Indeedee, so it gets a special defense boost. All right, so what I want to do is taunt you, Terra, Ivy, Cudgel right into Indeedee, which is going to get the KO. I'm not going to focus on Calyrex right now, and that's only because of the fact that I need to focus on the partner, because the redirection is going to disrupt anything that I try, and I need to get it off the field so that Urshifu can do his thing. There's to follow me. Okay. Ivy Cudgel right into Indeedee, which gets the KO. Out comes the taunt. Hopefully to stop Trick Room. Oh, let's go. Okay, good. We stopped Trick Room. We absolutely stopped Trick Room. Okay, Armourouge comes out. Okay, Surgeon strikes over on that Pokemon. And I don't know what the Terra is going to be. I'm going to assume water, and I'm going to hit Calyrex. I'm assuming water. If it's fire, they... Nope. Okay. Surgeon strikes on the Armourouge. It's 1. That's 2. 3. I didn't want to assume that they were not going to Terra. Because there was a good chance that they were. Like, it would make sense for them to Terra in that case, and it would have been like easier for them to do water to be able to take a little bit more. Life Orb Calyrex. Okay, out comes Ursaluna. Alright. So I'm going to hit Ursaluna, and I'm just going to go Horn Leech on the Calyrex. I'm okay with that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know and understand that Ogerpon can get through Indeedee as much as I do, and I didn't do that on purpose. I just know that if I made it so that my Ogerpon was able to take advantage of the +1s right away, I effectively turn off a lot of different Pokemon, except for the ones that can get a bunch of health back. Obviously, Raging Bolts is one of the Pokemon that does that. Farigiraf is also another Pokemon that I can't shut off right away. I'm gonna let the thing lag a little bit because I just opened up Showdown. Okay. There it is. Okay. So how Ogerpon works is fairly simple. I want to be able to attack as fast as humanly possible, but I also want to be able to apply pressure as much as I need to. Let's go and do bulky support for Farigiraf because I don't know otherwise. People do 228 for HP, which makes it 224. 100 defense, which makes that 103 overall. I'm talking about EVs. And special defense is 180, which caps it out at 124. Ogerpon being adamant, which is currently what mine sits at. And I think I have 1 for defense. Yes, and then Ivy Cudgel. Terrifier, which is a +1. Oh, I KO Burgraph too. Never mind. Interesting. I'm just, yeah. I at +1. I don't know what anyone else could do to maybe survive that. With this build, with the Burgraph build I currently see on Pokemon Showdown. Again, it has 228 EVs for HP, 100 defense, and 180 special defense. It's a one-hit KO. It's a guaranteed. I can effectively shut off any Pokemon that is right next to Calyrex Ice Rider, and I had no idea. I mean, I can shut down Indides, apparently Burgraphs. Yeah, if I can shut off Trick Room, I don't really have to worry about anything. And like taunting Calyrex makes it really, really worse. But then when you don't Terra, like the next turn, it even puts you up into a bigger scrutiny. Because then if you don't Terra, and I assume that you're not going to Terra, I would obviously go into Ivy Cudgel, which does more damage to Calyrex. But I'm assuming that they are because they need to be able to withstand that hit. And obviously with an Urshifu on that side of the field, that would assume that their Terra would be Fire, which then is worse against Urshifu and decent against Ogerpon. I mean, it's resisted for 2 out of the 3 attacks that I have for Ogerpon, but they didn't know that. That's interesting. Still, being able to survive, let's do Inji. Whoops. I need female. I don't need male. Indeedy. Female. There we go. Bulky support. Yeah, okay. I mean, both of them are one hit KOs. Like, they're not surviving for nothing. I didn't know that. If I would have known that, I would have maybe done something a little bit different. But anyways, yeah, that's yeah. I mean, my Ogerpon can shut down apparently their partners. No problem, apparently. How about Cresselia? Cresselia does it too? Nope. Cresselia is the only one that will survive a hit from Ivy Cudgel Ogerpon +1. Where it's sitting right now. Yep, that would do it. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, let's go ahead and just move over to the ranking, shall we? And that, ladies and gents, and Pokefans alike, is going to be the end of today's video. We are still in the Master Rank tier. I mean, we don't really fall, but we are at 10,590, which isn't too bad. Out of 72 fights, with 34 of them being wins and 38 losses, that's not bad. I honestly assumed that it would be much higher because I was off for a few days, but coming back, it wasn't that bad. And I think we went what, 4-2? Yeah, I think we went 4-2. I mean, it didn't look like, I think we lost our first 3 games, so it's probably not 4-2. I think we were 31-36 or something. I don't know. I mean, we could have been like 30-36, right? We're now at 34-38, which suggests something better. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. We learned a lot in this particular match, and it seemed like I didn't really lose a lot of my touch, which is great. I love knowing that, and it helps me grow as a player. But since it is the end of the video, I want to thank you all for watching. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. It does help with the channel quite a bit, and I'm hoping to inspire you all to play the game that I'm falling in love with, and it's to teach myself. And even though that we have calculations from different sources that may not all be the same, at least it leads us to the direction that we can be confident in our abilities to not only make the reads, but to take the chances when we need to. So that's all I really have. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for Friday, and then I will probably have some more content to try out for the following week and see if you guys like it. If you do, let me know. For now, I'm out. Have a good one, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.